Hello, in this session I want to explain about 3D move, 3D rotate and 3D escape. First, 3D move. In a 3D view displays the 3D move gizmo or gadget to aid in moving 3D objects a specified distance in a specified direction. With a 3D move gizmo you can move selected objects or sub-objects freely or constrain the movement to an axis or plane. If the default gizmo is 3D move, the 3D move gizmo is displayed whenever you select an object in a view with a 3D visual style. If the visual style is set to 2D wireframe, the visual style changes to 3D wireframe for the duration of the command. The 3D move gizmo is displayed at the center of the selected 3D object or objects by default. The 3D Move Gizmo shortcut menu offers options for aligning, moving, or changing to another gizmo. First, you should select objects. Select the 3D objects you want to move. When you have selected the objects, press Enter. For example, I want to move these two objects. Press Enter or spacebar. When you have selected an object, the gizmo is displayed. You can constrain the movement by clicking one of the following locations on the gizmo. Move along an axis, click an axis to constrain the movement to that axis. Move along a plane, click the area between the axes to constrain the movement to that plane. Stretch point. When you are specifying the move using the gizmo, sets the new location of the selected objects. Drag and click to move the objects dynamically. Copy. When you are specifying the move using the gizmo, creates a copy of the selected objects instead of moving them. You can make multiple copies by continuing to a specified location. Base point. Specify the base point of the 3D objects you want to move. For example, this. Second point specifies where the 3D objects or objects will be dragged. You can also move the cursor to indicate a direction and then enter a distance. Displacement specifies a relative distance and direction for the placement of the selected 3D objects using coordinate values that you enter at the command prompt. I want to choose this point for the second point. Now I want to explain about 3D scale. In a 3D view displays the 3D scale gizmo to aid in resizing 3D objects. With the 3D scale gizmo, you can resize selected objects and sub-objects along an axis or plane or resize the objects uniformly. The 3D scale gizmo shortcut menu offers options for aligning, moving, or changing to another gizmo. First, you should select object. Specify the object to be scaled. For example, I want to choose all of this object. Specify base point. Specify the base point for the scaling. For example, this one. Pick a scale axis or plane. Specifies whether the object is scaled uniformly or only along a specific axis or plane. You have the following choices: scale uniformly, constrain the scale to a plane, constrain the scale to an axis. For example, I want to choose display. Specify a scale factor. It specifies the amount of change dragged to dynamically modify the size of selected objects or enter a scale value. For example, enter 2 to double the size of the selection and stuff like that. Copy creates and scales a copy of the selected object. Reference sets a scale based on a ratio. A scale factor, for example, 0.8. Now I want to explain about 3D rotate. In a 3D view displays the 3D rotate gizmo to aid in revolving 3D objects around a base point. With the 3D rotate gizmo, you can drag to rotate selected objects and sub-objects freely or constrain the rotation to an axis. If the visual style setting is to the wireframe, the visual style changes to a 3D wireframe for the duration of the comment. The 3D rotate gizmo is displayed at the center of the selected object or objects by default. You can adjust the axis of rotation by using the shortcut menu to change the location of the gizmo. When the 3D rotate gizmo is displayed, the 3D rotate gizmo shortcut menu offers options for aligning, moving, or changing to another gizmo. First, you should select objects. It specifies the objects that you want to rotate. For example, I want to select these objects. Press Enter. Specify base point. Sets the center point of the rotation. For example, this one. Pick a rotation axis. On the 3D scale gizmo specifies the axis of rotation. Move the mouse until the axis path you want to select turns yellow. Then click to select it. I want to select this one to be yellow. Specify angle, start point, or type of angle. Sets the relative start point of the rotation. You can also enter an angle value. For example, I want to choose 90. Specify angle endpoint rotates the object about the specified axis. Click to end the rotation. Now we want to choose 3D move to move these objects. Specify base point, for example this one. In the next session, I want to explain about 3D mirror and 3D align. Hello, in this session, I want to explain about 3D mirror and 3D align. Comments. First, 3D mirror. Creates a mirrored copy of selected 3D object across a mirroring plane. You can specify the mirroring plane by aligning the objects with a specified plane or by specifying 3 points. It is recommended that you use the gizmo available through the 3D Move, 3D Rotate, and 3D Scale commands to manipulate 3D objects. First, you should select the objects you want to mirror and press Enter. For example, I want to mirror this object. Object, last, Z-axis, view, X, Y, Y, Z, ZX plane, 3 points. Objects uses the plane of a selected planar object as the mirroring plane. Delete source objects. If you enter Y, the reflected object is placed into a drawing and the original objects are deleted. If you enter N or press Enter, the reflected object is placed into a drawing and the original objects are retained. Last. Mirrors the selected objects about the last defined mirroring plane. Z-axis defines the mirroring plane by a point on the plane and a point normal to a plane. View aligns the mirroring plane with the viewing plane of the current viewport through a point. XY, YZ, and XZ aligns to mirroring plane with one of the standard plane XY, YZ, or ZX through a specified point. 3 points defines the mirroring plane by 3 points. If you select this option by specifying a point, the first point on a mirror plane prompt is not displayed. For example, I want to choose ZX plane. A specified point on a ZX plane, 0, 0, 0, for example, this one. Delete source object, no. Now I want to explain about 3D Align comments. First, I want to change visual style. 3D Align aligns objects with other objects in 2D and 3D. Specify up to 3 points on the object to be aligned. Then specify up to 3 corresponding points for destination. First, you should select object. Select one or more objects to align. Selected objects will be moved and rotated so that the base point and the X and Y axis of the source object align in 3D space with the destination. 3D Align works with dynamic UCS, so you can dynamically drag the selected objects and align them with the face of the solid object. For example, select this object. Specify base point. Specify a point to serve as a base point on the source object you want to move into alignment with the destination base point. For example, this one. Second point specifies a point on the source object's x-axis. The second point specifies a new x-axis direction within a plane parallel to the xy plane of the current UCS. Third point specifies a point on the object's positive xy plane. The third point sets the orientation of the x and y axis of the source object. Specify first destination point. Defines the destination of the base point of the source object. If the destination is a plane on an existing solid object, you can define the destination plane with a single point by turning a dynamic UCS. For example, this one for the first destination. Specifies second destination point. Specifies a new x-axis direction for a destination within a plane parallel to the xy plane of the current UCS. finally, specify third destination point sets the orientation of the x and y axis of the destination plane. And another one, copy creates and align a copy of the source object instead of moving it. Specify base point, second point, and third point. First point, second point, and third point of destination. First point, second point, third point. First point, second point, and third point. And the last one, first point, second point, third point. First point, second point, and third point. In the next session, I want to explain about some surface comments such as planar and network. I want to explain a little about surface comments. First, planar comment. Creates a planar surface. You can create a planar surface by selecting closed objects or by specifying the opposite coordinates of the rectangular surface. When you specify the coordinates of surface through the comment, the surface is created parallel to the work plane. Specify first coordinate. Specify a first and second point to define the rectangular planar surface, like this. Or creates a planar or trim surface by object selection. You can select one closed object or multiple objects that form a closed area. First objects. Select, for example, this object. Network creates a surface in the space between several curves in the U and V direction, including surface and solid edges subobjects. Loft creates a 3D surface in the space between several cross-sections. Extrude creates a 3D surface by extruding a 2D or 3D curve. Sweep creates a 3D surface by sweeping a 2D or 3D curve along a path. Revolve creates a 3D surface by sweeping a 2D or 3D curve around an axis. For example, I want to choose extrude comment. Select object to extrude, for example, this one. Press enter. Specify height of extrusion, for example, 1. And another one, extrude. Select this object. -0.5.